so there I was, all ready to make you guys a new video on the Thunderbird, talking about what we've done that you haven't seen yet, and what we're gonna do with it. And then, like a sign from the Facebook Marketplace gods, the plan is changing just like that. Yep, we are on the way to pick up the new car, which is gonna be the Thunderbird's replacement. Sorry friends, I feel like I'm doing the right thing here. And I know that the 2 or 3 of you that like the Thunderbird will be very sad. The rest of you are probably going to be pretty excited because this is a car I've been chasing for a while. So what we're doing now is finishing the things that I haven't finished on the Thunderbird, because now it's sold. So yeah, also... Ugh. No. It was a nice old person's car, and then it got wrecked in the front end and then fixed not so great. And then they, I don't know, they ended up donating it to this guy's church is how he ended up with it. They decided that it wasn't a good car to give to families and stuff, so he bought it from them for cheap. But
anyway, we're gonna get it.
So it is a Fox body, just not one of those Fox bodies. And here's the issue. The keen eye will notice that that won't latch. And then if you get to looking, that's not supposed to be like that. Project 88 Thunderbird, which has a repaint on it at some point, but it also sat outside for many, many years, at least 3 or 4 years that I know about. And the paint, while it looks good from afar, it's far from good. So I used to be into a little bit of detailing and stuff when I had some newer cars, not so much anymore, so this definitely isn't like a how-to. This is just what I'm doing to try and make this thing look presentable. So anyway, what I have, Meguiar's has a 2-part system. If your paint's not totally cooked, it works pretty good for like removing some light scratches and bringing the shine back. So Meguiar's Ultimate Compound is the first step. Ultimate Polish is the second step. I have foam waffle pads that we will use for the compound, and then I have a finer, like more closed, this is just Harbor Freight pad that we'll use for the polish. And then we're gonna wax it with some NXT Tech Wax. I like that because I'm lazy and I don't like doing the normal wax where you do a small section and then wait for it to dry and buff it off. The Tech Wax, it's been years, but I think I just wipe down the whole car, kind of let it haze, and then wipe the whole car off, so it goes a lot faster. And it gives pretty good protection. I haven't really been into the whole detailing thing since my wife had her 07 Mustang GT, and I had my Lightning and my Subaru WRX. I kept those polished up pretty good, but we're trying to make this thing look a little more presentable, and also the new parts that were repainted don't quite match the old parts because the white on the old parts is kind of more yellowish. I'm hoping some of that will polish out. Let me know what you think in the end if it looks like a better match. So what we're doing here is wiping down with quick detailer and a microfiber, and then we're hitting it with the compound, hitting it with the polish. We're going to do the whole rest of the car, and then we're going to wax it. So let's get into it. The whole front of the car is already done, front bumper, hood, fenders. So I just want you to, can you kind of see the shine on it, Bryce? But so get the camera close so you can hear too. So if you, it makes, my back of my hand makes kind of a squeaky clean noise, right? Now, the whole rest of the car hasn't been done, so get in here on this door. And this is clean, I washed it. You hear that? And then the roof real quick. Oh, buddy, the roof is real bad. But you can, it sounds like I'm sanding it with my knuckles. So, we're gonna try to get this thing looking somewhat driver presentable. So let's get into buffing. So the first thing we're gonna do is get our pad wet. The pads get a little bit warm when they're buffing, so you get it wet to keep it moist and also kind of keep it cool. Some guys will like dunk it in a bucket and then wring it out. I just kind of give it a spin, and you don't need high dollar stuff to do this. This is a Harbor Freight DA dual action. It is a Chicago Electric Platinum. It's a dual action sander polisher, and it has served me well for quite a few cars and quite a few years. Okay, so I'm going to shake up compound, put a couple dime size dots on there basically. And before we turn this on, we're going to kind of smear it so that we're not flinging it everywhere. We're going to kind of spread it around. Like this is probably enough to do this whole half of the roof. You can see I've got the trim taped off so I don't get a bunch on there. And the bad thing about these cheap buffers is they are loud. So that's why I've got these on, or also throw in your earbuds and listen to some jams while you're doing it. That works good. So Okay, I'm about to take a break here because my back is getting angry, but this is what we have so far going on. As you can see, I've got almost the entire interior as far as upholstery and stuff goes out of the car. Only thing left is going to be the carpet, and man, that was a booger. But you can see the carpet, it looks pretty rough. It's not worn, but it has whatever the bags of mouse repellent junk, old wrappers, all that stuff. I think there's a sucker stick back there under the back seat. Pop spills or some kind of drink spills both sides. It looks pretty bad, but I'll tell you, I've saved carpets a lot worse than this, and we're going to save this one, and I'm going to show you how. But the other things that tell us where we need to look farther is the little bits of chewed insulation like here. So I'm going to have to take that padding off there because we've also got a chunk there that's not supposed to be there. And I feel like, well, I know inside the heater box there's badness, because when we took this car on a drive and actually turned the heater on, junk was blowing out of the vents. And so that's a big part of why my wife won't ride in here. But you can see we've got the whole center console out, which, man, those are a lot more work than they are in a Fox Mustang. Had to undo brackets and a bunch of junk in here. Door sills off, seat belts off, back seat out. That was pretty easy. We're going to get the carpet out after I vacuum up the nastiness a little bit, just to not spread it around. And I'm going to get a mask for that. And then we're going to show you how to clean this carpet back to like brand new. The only other area they'd really gotten into was this big insulation pad in the trunk. You can see there in the middle especially. And I had a hint to that because I don't know if I've ever showed you inside the trunk before, but there was that pile right there. So what the heck is that thing behind the seat there? Huh. Oh yeah. There's a dryer sheet right where the mouse nest was. So I don't know if that's myth busted or if that actually works. Let me know in the comments. It might have. I've heard if you do the mouse sheet thing, you're supposed to change them out every so often. Maybe they didn't change them out often enough.
Uh-oh. Why did you open that?
You'll see. Try to keep me in the middle of the picture, okay?
Okay.
Come on. Fit in the carpet. hold on a sec. So we're gonna soak the backside down real good so we rinse any of the filth and ick out back the way it came, and then we'll flip it over and use cleaner, okay? Okay, get to it. You can get a little closer. Hold on. Hold on, you're tangled up here, monkey. Okay, go over there. Go over there. Get her done. There you go. Is it so easy a 6-year-old can do it? Yeah. Don't blow off my white thing. Since the carpet's in good shape, we want to keep all the pad on it, especially this already has like the mass back stuff on it. I wanted to bring you all along for this because you're not going to want to miss it. Detailing the interior on the Thunderbird, polishing the turd as we call it, and I'm about to rip that heater box out where earlier you know, mouse nesty poop and, you know, stuff that's in mouse nests flew out of there. So I am about to take the cover off where the blower motor is, and we're going to find out together what kind of goodness awaits inside there. Oh, gross. There's a tiny dead mouse in there. Effin' Steiner. Well, I guess I should turn that around so I can see. Well, that's where they were. For sure. Look at all that poop. What is that thing? Is that just like a... yeah. This is what they don't show you on the revival videos. Speaking of revival, is that Fievel? Fievel, is that you? Oh my God, I can't. You guys can't tell my wife about this. She will never ride in this car again. Well, yeah, that's where they were living. So, looks like they had a nice little house in there. By the way, if you know, why do mice crap where they live? That's just disgusting. Okay, this is the plan to get the last little bit out. I have the action camera set up so you guys should be able to see anything. I've got a piece of cardboard to deflect stuff onto the floor. I'm going to take the leaf blower and blow backwards through all the vents and hopefully blow any remaining stuff out the blower motor hole and onto the floor. If this all goes bad, this was my dad's idea, and I take no responsibility. Okay, if you really want to see how rust-free this car is, here's the stock exhaust. Look how good that looks. But that's not the whole story. I just unbolted, without breaking a single bolt or nut, the factory 1988 cat pipe. So I need to get at this guy right up there that's leaking right onto the exhaust pipe. Right there, which makes a stink when it's running. Sorry about that. But that's not the whole story that I didn't break a bolt. Look at that. That is the smog pump nipple, and there is the smog pump hose. That, I had to tap it off with the hammer and chisel, but I mean, if that doesn't tell you how rust-free this stinking car is, that's all factory exhaust. Totally factory. Look at them floor pans. Okay, so if you're gonna replace your tranny cooler fittings, for one, don't recommend it because it sucks. Here are the quick connect fittings. This is that Dorman part number, and it sucks so much that I am in fact going to start this before I put the exhaust on and make sure that those guys don't pop out of there. Yes, I still have to hose it off with some brake clean, but holy hell, that sucked. So we'll start it, make sure they don't leak and or pop out, and then we'll throw the exhaust back on. Matt, hopefully you at least take this for one drive before you tear it apart, since I'm doing all this, because this sucks. But I just couldn't sell it like that since I finally figured out that it wasn't the damn pan gasket. Is this battery dead? Come on, guy. Hiya! Woo, yeah! That is surprisingly docile. I guess when you only have 140 hertz powers, it just doesn't make that much noise. Woohoo! Let's get that back on there. Right after. Yeah, I just realized you probably can't hear a thing I'm saying. Let's get that back on there right after I clean off this oil, which was making the stonk. That is going to do it for the Thunderbird build on this channel. New owner's coming to pick it up next week, so it is sold. Where does it go from here? Well, you're going to want to subscribe to find out. So make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so you can see where we go from here. We might already have something to replace it. I don't know. I can't really say yet.